a very quick little crypto market analysis. And I want to share with you in this video where I think we're going to see the crypto market go in the short term. Now, keep in mind that this is my simple little kind of opinion or prediction, right? It's not a guarantee that I'm going to be correct. So, don't take this too seriously. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at here on the CoinMarket website is this fear and greed index scale. Something I'm looking for when I'm looking to enter more positions in terms of buying up more cryptos. I'm looking to see how high we see this number go. So a few weeks ago, and again, this is at the time of me filming the video, we saw this way back here, in the 50, 60 range, and then it's climbed all the way up to 75 at the time of me filming the video now. And obviously, of late, we've seen a little bit of a decline in the market. I'm obviously going to get to that very soon here, but I just want to cover this scale for what to kind of look for if you're thinking of entering the market. So essentially, the higher up this goes, I would certainly be more kind of cautious as to buying into the market if this is very, very high. And I know that sounds obvious, but if this is very, very high, we're more likely to see it reverse back to here. And it's true the opposite too. If this is way back here, this would be obviously great times to buy upgrade projects, because the more this goes to here, the more likely it is to spring back to here. Right now, obviously, it's not always as literal black and white as that, because, if we're seeing bullish momentum, this index scale might go up, 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 and the market might continue to, thrive to the upside for a long time, right? And the same might be true if we're seeing bearish momentum. So you want to look at this as a bit of a gauge, but you don't take it as hey, if this is at 100, I'm not buying in, right? It just depends on kind of where we're at in the market cycle. And that kind of takes me to, where do I think we're at in the market cycle right now? I think obviously we're nowhere close to seeing an actual strong crypto bull run just yet. I think we're still very early. You can see up here, how many days from the halving are we right now? There we go, 61 days from the halving at the time of me filming the video. So I think this is interesting because I think the closer we get to the halving, we could certainly see maybe another dip. Maybe we're seeing a dip right now at the time of me filming the video, and then we're going to rip to the upside again. I don't know, but this is obviously a very exciting event for me when I'm thinking of bullish momentum, because every single cycle, for the most part, the crypto market has taken a massive upswing after the halving, outside of a little bit of after 2020. There was a bit of a crash there, and then obviously it took off, tail end of 2020, early 2021 into the end of 2021, which was when we kind of saw the last crypto bull market peak. So I'm thinking we see one scenario is that we see a crypto bull market peak around elections time in America in 2024. The reason I say that is, this is just simply my theory, okay? I'm saying this because, okay, right now in America, you have the elections coming up in November 2024. So for the last few years, economically, things have not been the best, all right? So we're kind of entering a territory where you have an election coming up. You're going to obviously have the Biden party, whatever party Biden is a part of. I don't even know. I don't even think he knows. But whichever party he's a part of, ultimately, I think they're going to try to, on the surface, make everything look as good as possible to try to prop everything up as much as they can. Financially, there have certainly been lots of restrictions with rate hikes over the last however many months, right, or years even. So you might see a decline in rate, like interest rate hikes. If you start to see the interest rates come down, you see more money flooding the markets. I think not only will the crypto market benefit from this, but also obviously the stock market. Of late, of course, the stock market has been ripping to the upside. It's been doing very, very good. And I think we're going to naturally see the crypto market benefit of, of the free flow of money that's on the sidelines that's going to come in. I think we're going to see the crypto market benefit from that a lot. And I think one scenario is that we could see a crypto bull run before the election. Okay. Now I'm thinking, okay, it could go crazy before then. Why? Because I think that the Biden, whichever party Biden is on, again, like I said, I don't think that he knows. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know. God bless him. Hopefully his brain power gets restored or something. Obviously, I hope he doesn't become president again. And I really don't care about your political views, and you don't have to care about mine. And I'm not, American even, but I don't think that whatever's going on in the States is good. So politically, whether or not a different party is the answer, I don't know, but I don't think that Biden is the answer to lead. Well, I want to say to lead America, but he's not really leading America. Anyway, now, this is not a politics show. I just think that ultimately politics does play into it. And I think one scenario we could see us having a crypto bull run, literally from when the halving is around that time to November, early November where we see that crypto, actually crypto bull run, where we see that, what they call this thing in the States, an election. They call it an election, and supposedly the people have the power to vote. Supposedly, quote unquote. I have my doubts about it. But anyway, I think we could see a crypto bull run because of that. And again, the main reason is because I think that the Biden party, whatever they are, Democrats, I don't know. I think how they label themselves. But essentially, I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to make the financial markets appear as good as possible. And this is going to be the stock markets, the crypto market, every single financial market that they can prop up. I don't see any reason why they would not prop it up, okay? Because why wouldn't they? They would want to make on the surface everything to look as good as possible so that they can, increase their chance of getting reelected. I think that's what's going to happen, but I could be completely wrong, right? So this is just my theory. So that's one theory. The other theory is that if we don't see that, then I think we would see the crypto bull market be 2025, similar to when we kind of saw 2021. So 2020 was election year, and 2020 was also, the COVID nonsense. So if you think about this, if the COVID nonsense had not come into play, maybe we would have seen the bull market earlier. Okay, we might have seen the bull market play out, election time as a peak, maybe even early 2021 like it was, but maybe it wouldn't have gone as late into 2021. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. I don't know. But the COVID nonsense did definitely delay the crypto bull market in 2020. So if we don't see a delay this time, then that's why I think we could see the bull run be kind of the peak be towards the end of 2024. I think so. I think it's a very real possibility. But like I said, if it does not happen then I think 2025 is the year that we're going to see it. Because what would happen is if we were to not see a bull run in 2024, I think you see obviously somebody else get elected in the States. I wanted to say somebody else get into power, but even though they're in power, I had my doubts about how much, control they actually have or how much they actually dictate what happens. If you see a switch, like let's say if you see the Republicans get in, okay, whether it's Trump or whoever else, then I think you're going to see a boost in the financial markets. If we don't see a boost before, I think you're going to see a boost after then because you're going to have a lengthy period of time of financial suppression. Eventually, it gets reversed. Now, could you see a complete collapse of everything? You could, but that's going towards kind of a very kind of dark scenario. And if we see that dark scenario, then not only is crypto not going to do well, the bull run is going to be delayed, but you're also going to see everything else suffer, and we're going to have a whole overhaul of things anyway. And I personally don't think we're going to see that, even though people are calling. People call for years for depression, and I'm not saying that you're not going to get some sort of that at some point down the road, but I think we're first going to see another strong bullish cycle in every market before we see a strong downturn. And the reason I think that is because I think we just had lengthy downturn already. So I think it's going to reverse strong positive momentum and then possibly a strong downturn. And again, in America, like I'm no financial expert by any means, but in America, they have like tried to do, they've propped up the system so many times, right? And the debt is crazy. They just simply print more money to kind of prop everything up so things don't collapse. And I don't see why they wouldn't go down. Like, they're going to keep printing as much as they can. They're going to prop everything up as many times as they can, because why wouldn't they? Like, they've dug a hole already. So why wouldn't they just keep digging the hole until it is no longer feasible and no longer possible to be sustained with printing? And I think they're not there yet. I think they can continue to print. I don't think that they should continue to print necessarily. On one hand, I don't think they should continue to print, but on the other hand, I think, well, may as well prop it up. Like, let's get this paper, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't think they're going to, just say, hey, we're going to not print anymore, because they've printed their way to kind of artificial propping things up, making things look good so many times that why would they not continue to do that until it's absolutely not feasible anymore? So I think you're not at a point where, okay, if they start printing more money again, it's going to prop everything up again like it's done before, and it's going to patch things for, another year or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it's going to be, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. So those are kind of my two scenarios. You have two scenarios where I think we're going to see a bull run kind of before the election. So between the halvening to the election, that's one scenario. And again, I think that because I think that the Democrats or Biden's party, whatever that side is, I think they're going to try and make the financial markets look as good as possible on the surface. For people that don't go deeper than the surface, for people that don't, understand anything deeper than that, they simply just look at the surface and like, yeah, this is it. Everything's good. Everything's green. Everything's good. Must be good. Must be good. Right. That's kind of how they look at it. Right. So why would they not? Why would the politicians that are, supposedly running the show, why would they not on the surface make it look good? I'm not saying it's right, but that's just part of how they've been operating, and I don't see why they wouldn't do that again. So that has me leaning towards we're going to see a bull run between April to October, November 2024. That scenario, I've been leaning towards that scenario myself personally. But like I said, if we don't see that, I think you see a switch in political parties in the States. I think you're going to see a switch in political parties anyway in the States. I think we're going to see that automatically. But and this was not supposed to be a political video. This is crypto market analysis, and I promise you we're getting there. But this is part of it, you know what I mean? The politics play a big role in which ways the market goes, So I think either way, whether the Democrats prop up the markets or not, I think you're going to see a switch anyway. But I think they're not going to go down without a fight, right? I think they're going to prop it up. That leads me to believe we're going to see crypto bull run 2024. Obviously, you see a switch in power in the States. Well, supposedly a switch in power. Just a different party gets in. Doesn't mean that there's a switch in power. But definitely, there's some leverage that different parties have, I guess, that they can exercise certain things, to a degree. What degree that is, I don't know. But once you see that, I think you're going to see, I think still if you have the Republicans come in, I think if you have Trump come in, I think you're going to see strong financial progress for 1 to 2 years for sure, and then, maybe you see a reversal. I don't know, right? I don't know the answers to that, but I think either way in the States, you're going to see a switch of, political parties, whether the current party props up the market or not. I think we see a switch, and I think we could see a crypto bull run, like I said before, and trailing into 2025. If we don't see it in 2024, then I imagine we're going to see it in 2025. And the only way that we're not going to see a bull run, in my opinion, is if something happens, like some event that was to delay it, or, like the wheels completely fell off the table and things can't be propped up anymore. But then we got a whole different set of issues to deal with, We don't just have then the crypto market is down to deal with, you got a whole other slew of issues to deal with at that point. Obviously, my hope is that we don't have to deal with that. But, at the end of the day, we're probably going to have to deal with something like that at some point. I would hope it's not now. I would rather it be delayed and we try to figure out ways to, transition to something different, and we try to transition to solve issues that are, so we don't have, like red, like crazy red everywhere, crazy depression stuff, I would rather avoid that, of course, and I'm sure as would most of you. Now, okay, with that said though, let's look at the recent kind of crypto market as a whole. So Bitcoin's been booming, but at the time of me making the video, things have been slipping a little bit. So we're going to literally just look at some of the top coins here in 7 days, 24 hours, and 1 hour. I mean, let's even just not even focus on 1 hour. Let's just look at 24 hours and 7 days. So Bitcoin, relatively even on, 7 days, 24 hours, 1.5%. I mean, this stuff is nothing for crypto, Ether has been running pretty strong. It's good to see both Bitcoin and Ether really have been running very strong. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign for good things to come. I think Ether has been slow to start running, but now that we're seeing it start to move, it's good. Obviously, some percent drop in the last 24 hours, right? We are seeing some pullback in the crypto market, that is for sure. But it was like booming just prior to me making this video for pretty much 2 weeks, maybe more. Even I think a good 2 weeks, give or take. Obviously, you can see BNB, is pretty strong in the green. Solana has been, taking a little bit of a kind of slide to the downside, but even still then trading up over 104. And, mostly other ones to consider, some of the ones I think are going to do really well in the next crypto bull run, like AVEX. Looking at this, it's obviously similar to Solana in terms of percentage slides here. I think it's interesting because I think something like even Chainlink will do really well. Monitoring Chainlink, I think Chainlink currently is still really, really undervalued. So anyway, we're seeing if you're looking at 24 hours and 7 days, we're definitely seeing more red in the market than you would want to see. And you definitely still see some green here. But this comes with pretty much the crypto market as a whole. You got ups and you got downs. But even though a lot of the 7 days are still in the green, just because we're dipping a little bit right now, this is not like full on blown panic mode. I mean, I think that if you're looking at Bitcoin price right now and even Ether price, let's just focus on Bitcoin. Literally just at the time of me filming the video, it was not even maybe a week or like 10 to 14 days ago, Bitcoin was at 38, 39,000, and it just boom all of a sudden at 51, 52,000. I think it even, it did eclipse 52,000. And now it's dipping a bit. I mean, this is normal, right? So you saw pretty much after New Year's, we saw a pretty strong dip in early January 2024, kind of tailing into February. After the ETF got approved, we saw a bit of a boom, saw a decent slide, and then we saw another nice little boom to the upside. And now we might be in a cycle where we're seeing a little bit of a slide. And after that slide comes what? Well, I think, we got a boom to the upside. Personally, that's what I think. Anyway, with that said, this is my little crypto market analysis. This video went a little bit longer than I thought it would go. We went a little bit more political than I thought we would go. But hey, I think it's all part of this process. It's all part of my analysis and what I think we're going to see the crypto market do. I do want to tell you that if you want to invest in crypto at your own risk, of course, because I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not telling you to invest. But if you do want to invest and get this crypto money, then hey, go ahead, click the first link down below, sign up for MEXC and start trading with the lowest fees on the market right away. And if MEXC is not fully functioning, then go ahead and click the second link down below, sign up for Nord VPN, switch your IP address location to a location where MEXC is fully functioning, and you can use the entire platform to get this crypto money without any problems. With that said, hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it some love. I would appreciate that. It would help me and the channel a lot. Leave any thoughts or questions you have in the comments for me below. Any crypto videos you want me to make, let me know what they are, and I'll do my best to make them for you coming up. And also let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to know, when do you think we see the next bull run? Or what do you think of my kind of little analysis as to when I think we're going to see the bull run? I'm curious. Let me know. And hey, subscribe. Make sure if you have not already, hit that subscribe button now, because you don't want to miss future crypto talk videos coming your way real soon. Stay blessed. I wish you a great rest of your day. And it's time that we go get this crypto money.